you strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you could possibly imagine.
Welcome everyone, it is Bulldog here, and I'm excited for my very first Champion of Focus video. This video is going to be all about Selena from Champions Arena, and I've selected her for the first one of this video type because she is our Battle Pass character for the very first season. A lot of you are unlocking her literally today if you bought the Battle Pass. Have played every day since launch. Some of you got her sooner because you spent some gems, but a lot of you are going to have Selena. So we're gonna go over how good she is, how to use her, how to equip her, and what teammates should we surround her with in order to use this epic champion. So Selena, let's go back to, this is the Battle Pass screen. Let's go into her actual champion screen. You can see I just got her here myself. And let's go through her skills real quick so we can see what she does. She is an attacker that can hit very, very hard. I have to start with the passives because that can impact the other skills a lot of times. So the damage of Dire Multi-Shot, that's going to be her level 3 skill, will be increased by 12% of attack in proportion to the number of applied buffs on Selena. So that tells us right there, we want to get buffs on Selena so she can do some extra damage with that honking weapon she's got there. Let's actually just go ahead and look at it. Since we talked about Dire Multi-Shot, deals damage proportion to 170% of attack to an enemy. Card match goes to 190% damage, grants critical power up to self for 2 turns before the attack. So you can get critical power up, which is good because that's a buff. That's going to increase her damage anyways. And then if she can land a crit, that's going to do some major crit damage. So she can hit very, very hard with this attack. It really needs to crit to be that, to really get that max effect. That's when she's going to be doing big damages, is when she's landing critical hits. So the good thing is she has this precise shot as her level 2, deals damage proportion to 155% of attack to an enemy. If there's a card match, grants crit rate up to self for 2 turns. It's going to add an extra 30% crit rate, which is fairly significant. Crit, if we go over here to the stats, crit rate in this game at the start is really fairly low, only 7%. So if you don't get those, if you don't get that extra crit rate percent, you're just not going to be landing a lot of critical hits. We said for her to really shine, she needs to be landing those level 3 critical hit attacks. Gonna be tough at only 7%, but you get that extra 30%, and that can make a little bit of difference. Makes it a little more realistic to land those critical hits. And also that's just a buff in general. So if you get crit chance up, crit rate up, crit damage up, that's going to be an extra 24% damage. So at least you're still doing some good damage, even if you don't land that hit. And then on the normal attack, can do some decent damage as an attacker. Can also increase that turn grade just to get her turn back around. So really the turn order that you want to do here, you want to use her precise shot first to get that crit rate up, and then go to this level 3. So that's kind of the plan, is get that crit rate up, then start trying to land those critical hits. So if you're trying to do that, how do you want to equip her? We come over to the equipment. Now, I do not have the best, I just don't have a lot of equipment that I found, so I don't have a lot of options. For me, and that's how it's going to be for a lot of you early in the game, is you're just using the best piece that you have. But she's going to want, like most attackers, attack's going to be the best thing. So here I've actually got HP. I do have an attack here. I was in a battle where she was getting attacked first. I needed to add a little extra HP on my team. I didn't have anything to guard her. So keeping her alive can obviously be good, but attack is going to be the thing that will increase damage the most. And then she is going to benefit more from crit rate and crit chance than a lot of others. Now, crit chance, again, you want to be landing those critical hits in order to get that big level 3 damage. So anything you can get to increase the critical chance is going to be very, very nice. But overall, attack is still going to be one, and this is early in the game. Okay, we're working at the level we're working at here, level 80. For most of you, this is we're just getting started. We're early in the game. I don't know how the numbers look Like if we get up to, if you're one of the whales up there at level 200, maybe this video doesn't apply to you yet. I don't know. But focusing on early in the game for most of us, attack is still the best stat. Then you want crit chance. Then you want crit rate. For most characters, crit rate, or sorry, crit power. Gotta use the right terms here. Crit power just doesn't do a lot. It's only 1% extra damage, was it isn't a ton, and then the crit rates are generally so low anyways, it doesn't really matter. You really want to focus on getting the crit rate up more than the crit power. But because she has that buff that can increase her critical chance, she's going to be landing more critical hits than most characters, than most champions. So crit power will be more useful on her than it will a lot of your other champions. And then if HP, defense, all of those are still okay to increase her survivability. Things like piercing can help a little bit as well, but mainly it's attack and crit rate that you really want to focus on when trying to equip her. So let's go over to some of the good teammates. So one other thing, actually, gotta go back up. No, back up.
Where's the prey?
One thing that's really worth mentioning early in the game for most players, you're not focusing too much on these conditions down here at the bottom. But eventually these are going to become big as we have bigger rosters, because these conditions can have a major impact. And she is not good at all in Sun. She is not good at all in Moon. So very bad is what the technical term is, very bad. So really you're going to want to use her mostly in Star, because she's good in Star. Big difference between Star, Moon, and Sun. So a lot of times we're going to be wanting to pair her with other characters that are good in Star, because we'll eventually get to the point where we're just not using her in Sun or Moon because she just isn't that good. I personally want to pair her, so there's another attacker that we start with, Sophia, right? Well, guess what? Sophia is the exact opposite, or very close to the same opposite. She's good, very good in Sun, good in Moon, and bad in Star. So I've kind of got the approach with getting these two attackers early on that they can play similar. They have a little bit different styles, but they can fill similar roles. If I'm in Star, I want to use Selena. If I'm in Sun or Moon, I want to use Sophia. And I'm kind of looking to pair those together a little bit. But early in the game, a lot of times you just can't level up. You can't have 3 teams, that type of thing. So you're not focusing on that too much, and you're just kind of rolling with what you get. But that is something to keep in mind, that Selena's really only going to have an advantage here in 1/3 of the battles, and she's going to have a strong disadvantage in 2/3 of the other ones. So not the most balanced character. Okay, so anyways, who do we want to actually pair her with? We're going to kind of focus on some of the common through rare characters. We'll look at some of the epics a little bit as well, but we want buffs. We want to get buffs on Selena to get her extra damage. So who can we do that with? Right now, I've got Roots on my team. He's one of the higher Star characters I have, but he has a couple different buffs. Attack up increases Selena's attack. And then because it's a buff, increases even further. So you can really increase her damage with that attack up. And then has another buff, recovery. So he has 2 buffs they can pass out to the entire team. And that can help with damage a lot. So I really like him. He's not good in Moon, but he's neutral in Star. So can work there. We've got Zema. Zema's not good in Star, so if you're trying to get a specialized team, maybe not the best option, but attack up, give her extra turn gauge. I mean, same way, we see attack up's good, right? And then we've got barrier as well, help keep her survive, and give her an extra buff there. We've got one of our other support characters here, Zoe.
Gotta work overtime.
I really like Zoe if Selena has the highest attack on your team. This is a character, this is one I really like. They are both prosperity, and you're wanting to use Selena's higher level skills, so that can kind of sometimes be difficult to work with. But Zoe's going to give defense up to the ally with the highest attack. Well, if Selena is your highest attack character, she can kind of be squishy anyways. So that can help keep her alive, keep her from being targeted down early. So you can get those, remember, you really need 2 turns to get to her big damage, right? So you've got to keep her alive for a couple turns. Defense up will help keep her alive. Oh, and that defense up is a buff, so it's going to increase her attack. So that is nice. Oh, and then you just got the attack up again, increase the turn gauge. You do have recovery as well. With it being another prosperity character, it's going to really be hard to get Selena's level 3 and Zoe's level 3. So I don't think you'd be using recovery a lot. But I think Zoe's good just for that starting defense up and giving some attack up over. So, like her. Justina's another support that can work very well. That again is prosperity. So it can be kind of hard to make sure you're getting out all the skills. But Blessing of the Holy Spirit. Grant assists to an ally. Gives them attack up for 2 turns. So you're going to get assist, attack up. Those are buffs. Those are buffs. Then you've got reflect damage. That can help protect her as well and give her a buff. But again, getting the multiple level 3s can be kind of tough. But the good thing here with Justina is this grant reflects damage. Doesn't need to be a card match. So yeah, it's nice if you can get the card match and increase the turn meter gauge as well. But you can put reflect damage on her, discourage your opponent from attacking her, and giving her an extra buff so she can do extra damage. So those are some characters that you can kind of pair that again are early game characters that a lot of people are going to have that I think kind of work pretty well. If we go over to some of the epics that maybe some of you might have, we can find lots of good combos to give buffs to. Saint as well. So Saint is she's already gonna have that crit rate up, but attack up, damage boost, and then increases speed. We're wanting to spread buffs around, right? Well, Saint helps spread buffs around, and Saint also benefits from buffs. So if you've got a team that gets a lot of those buffs out there, can be nice. One kind of underrated character I think that we don't see a lot of that I think would pair well to kind of pull out maybe some more underrated. We've got Yanwa here, who is good in Star. We're trying to build a specialized team there. Resist up, recovery. Debuff immunity, barrier. Those are a bunch of different buffs that a lot of the other champions don't really have. So spreading out more buffs, increasing that damage, being a nice support. Yanwa's not really a champion I've loved too much, but I think with Selena can actually pair fairly well. So and then I'm not gonna go through every champion here, especially early in the game. The way this game works, a lot of times it's just who you draw. Not everybody has the same options available to them, but I think you get the concept, right? That if you pair Selena with buffs, and the thing is, it's 12% damage. If we go back there, it's not essential. You can just run her as a damage dealer, and if she doesn't get that extra, if she's only getting an extra 12% and it's instead of 24% or 36%, it's not that critical. She can be very flexible and just act as a damage dealer, an all-around versatile damage dealer. The only thing that really kills her versatility is this condition here. I think that makes her a little more specialized, and that's probably one of the biggest drawbacks I see with her, especially early in the game. When you don't have the depth to build a lot of characters, a lot of champions, I think it might be better to go with a more balanced option. Again, somebody like Sophia is a positive in 2 map conditions, and then at least on the one she's bad in, it's only one. It's bad. It's not very bad. So I think Sophia's a little more balanced. Maybe might not be worth replacing Sophia with Selena is just a general character, but either way, I think they both can still play pretty similar. They can work, and I'm looking forward to trying her out. So next stream, we're gonna be Friday. Make sure you guys we're gonna be multi-streaming YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Xenon, Facebook, all those places. We'll be multi-streaming, so hit that subscribe button, turn those notifications on, come visit me on the stream. We're gonna have a lot of fun. It's always a blast. We're gonna test out Selena, play some more battles with her, and really see what we can do. See if this will improve my arena rank at all by throwing Selena in there. But that's kind of the things I'm looking at. Let me know What do you guys think of her? Those of you who unlocked her, are you playing with her a lot? I mean, one of the biggest reasons is a lot of people will use her. We're gonna get a lot of shards here as well, right? As we go through, not just unlocking her, but I haven't unlocked those yet, but as we get more soul stones, we're gonna be able to rank her up quite a bit, and that's gonna make her pretty powerful. So I expect her to be very popular for those who have bought the battle pass, because the battle pass is one of the best values in the game. You get an epic character with all these stones to help increase your rank, and then all this other stuff that we get throughout. I mean, we've still got, I'm looking for these even soul stones. You can choose your own. So yeah, battle pass is one of the best values in the game. If you're gonna spend a little bit of money on it, that's probably the best place to do it, because that's what battle passes are, right? That's pretty typical. Anyways, thank you guys so much. If you like rundowns like this for the character, these kind of quick guides and things to think about, again, hit that like button. Let me know in the comments. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this, because I'm just now starting to cover Champions Arena, right? So we're kind of doing all sorts of videos, seeing what people like, what people don't. And well, on one hand, I'm gonna make the videos that I like, but if things like this, people don't have great reactions to them, then maybe I won't focus on doing more of the champions, and maybe we'll do other types of videos. If this is really popular and people love it, then we'll go through all 70 characters or whatever we got, one by one, doing videos, doing guides. I give the people what they want. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you on the next video.